We're just getting started. Well. As of this afternoon, we now have our first big NBA trade in season of the 2017-2018 season. Finally, especially since he's on one of my fantasy teams and it's really been killing me. Eric Bledsoe has been freed from the Phoenix Suns. He is headed to Milwaukee to join the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for Greg Monroe, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick. I think this is a good deal for both sides, and I'll get into it right away. So, we start with the Suns. Of course, Suns started off 0-3. Earl Watson was their coach. Things were just terrible. I mean, really terrible. And Eric Bledsoe tweeted that he didn't want to be there. Simply tweeted, "I don't want to be here." He couldn't have been any more specific, which, you can say what you want, but shout out to Eric Bledsoe. He kept it real. Athletes never keep it real, so it's a welcome sight for once. So Eric Bledsoe says he wants out. Well, first, the Suns fire Earl Watson, their coach. He's terrible. He's gone after 3 games and 0-3 start. Then, next order of business, talk to Eric Bledsoe about this stupid tweet. What does this mean? So Eric Bledsoe says, well, I was at the hair salon, I was getting a fresh cut, or maybe he was with someone else. Either way, he didn't want to be at the hair salon. Well, we said Eric Bledsoe, shout out to him for being real and keeping it 100. So did the GM for the Suns, who simply came out and said, hey, he told us he was at the hair salon. We don't believe him. He won't be with us anymore. Hey, there you go. He didn't give it any coach speak or anything like that. He just simply told it how it was. So, again, credit to the both of them for keeping it real. Then the Phoenix Suns, now this is not a juggernaut team by any means, but I have here, after that 0-3 start, they've actually been 4-4. So, again, they're not going to contend in the West or anything like that. It's not like they have a very good team. But they do get better, you could say. Without Earl Watson as the coach and with Eric Bledsoe on the bench or maybe not even at the games, not causing a distraction with his tweets or whatever it may be. So it took a while, obviously. It took 8 games. But finally, the Suns have found a partner. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Bucks are a good team, I would say. Right now they're in the East, so it makes them look a little bit better. And they have been struggling lately. But they could use some help. They're 4-5, but they have, we all know about Giannis, the Greek freak. He's a beast. Chris Middleton, who's one of the more underrated players in the NBA, is a great shooting guard that can play both sides of the floor. And then they have Jason Kidd as a coach. And Jason Kidd is not a very good coach because he doesn't know how to use minutes. So he's got John Henson, he's got he's got John Henson, he's got Greg Monroe, he's got Thon McCour. And he can't balance them, so he just says, okay, everybody gets the same minutes. When in reality, Greg Monroe should be playing more. Because Greg Monroe is still a pretty damn good player. So, in a sense, not only is Eric Bledsoe getting freed here, but Greg Monroe is getting freed. And I do think that this trade gives better value in terms of players to the to the Bucks. Bledsoe, I think, is a better player than Greg Monroe. But the Bucks are also betting on the fact that their first-round pick won't be that good this year. And that's not 100%. It could be a 15th, 20th pick. It could be a 10th pick. We don't know for sure how Bledsoe's going to fit in with that team. So I think both sides benefit here. First of all, Greg Monroe finally gets to play, hopefully. Hopefully the Suns will give him some minutes that he deserves. And on the flip side of it, on the other side, we have the Bucks who won. They get Eric Bledsoe. Of course, that's going to bolster their backcourt. Now, Bledsoe and Middleton, a nice little combo right there. And second, now there's one less guy to worry about in that front court that has to be balanced by Jason Kidd, which we've already seen he cannot do very well. So, bravo to both sides in this trade. We finally get to see Eric Bledsoe play. He's an exciting player to watch, so you don't want to see him just sitting on the bench or not even at the arena for games. It's kind of just a waste. So we'll see. They're not going to play tonight, assuming that they will not play tonight. But tomorrow Phoenix plays their first game, but Greg Monroe is out with an injury right now, so we shouldn't see him for about a week or so. But it looks like Friday it should be. Yes, Friday against San Antonio will be Eric Bledsoe's debut in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits in and how he affects guys like Chris Middleton and Giannis. Is he a positive factor? Is he a negative factor? One thing I will say, if you are in a fantasy league and you're watching this and you're kind of trying to figure out where you want to go with your pickup, who's going to be affected most, I would pick up John Henson right now and hang on to him. Henson is a guy that can put up double-digit rebounds. He's been doing that since Greg Monroe has been out, and now it looks like he's going to have that situation all the time. So he's a guy you can count on for 8, 9, 10 rebounds a night when Greg Monroe is not in the lineup, and now he's on a new team. So go out, get yourself John Henson. The rest of it to be determined. Obviously, you can't just go pick up Eric Bledsoe unless you're in a ridiculous fantasy league where someone dropped Eric Bledsoe or something like that. So once again, the final trade, the Milwaukee Bucks go out and get themselves a point guard, and Eric Bledsoe, and to do it, they give up Greg Monroe and a first-round pick and also a second-round pick in either 2018 or 2019. So good trade for both sides. Suns obviously had to offload Eric Bledsoe, and the Bucks had to do the same with Greg Monroe. We'll see how it works out for the Bucks. Will Eric Bledsoe be able to fit in without taking away from guys like Chris Middleton and Giannis? Remains to be seen. Thank you guys for watching. Check me out on my Twitter account at Omar Nojum, Noujoum. And when this trade starts to unfold, when we start to see how the players fit in, I'll start to tweet about it, and we will be able to talk all about it over on Twitter. So check me out. Subscribe if you like to hear sports, talk about anything sports. That's what I do here. See you guys later.